Okay, I was watching this video of this idiot who's talking on YouTube. And his voice, like his energy in the video alone, I'm gonna turn him down, but you hear that voice in the background, that's him. His energy is horrible, like, but typically, no, it's not everyone, but it's a lot. I think it's a lot of black men who have the worst energy. You can feel that energy. You don't have to be in, well, I don't have to be in person to feel that energy. All I have to do is hear his voice. Not even hear his voice sometime out. Just have a picture and I just know where it's going, you know? And mixed race black men, I think, are better because their energy is a lot better. And this is the guy I was watching. Disgusting. It came up on my, I don't remember how I got to his video, but I've never seen him before. His mouth is really annoying, like how he sounds, it's obnoxious. But I am saying that, like, I think a ton of black men, full black men, they have the worst energy on earth. You don't have to know them. I don't have to know them. I don't have to be around you. All I have to do is see a picture usually. But if they start talking, then you can feel that energy a lot more. And it's just like their energy is never something that I like to feel personally. And no, don't try to say it's racism. It's not racism. It's that, but everyone has a bit of racism. But the whole race baiting mindset, their mindset is not healthy, Men that think like them a lot of times, the great race baiters. Who are the biggest race baiters on earth? Usually it's going to be a black man, a miserable black man who feels threatened, usually by a mixed race black man, enough to either not speak to him at all or give him a miserable life. And so I think it's better off when you can avoid being around black men, to be totally honest, especially when you're attractive, exotic, or white. It can be such a problem for you. So they don't want anything from you usually but some sexual ties or something like that. And they have a tendency to objectify you. And they can't see past anything but your looks. You know what I'm pretty sure you guys know what objectified means. That means he has turned you into a toy, a person. He doesn't see you as a human being or not as a person. And, these are men who just don't deserve any of your time. And these are the kind of men you can't even fall asleep peacefully around. Like, even the guys, for me to like a black man enough to fall asleep around him, that's huge. Like that, just so you know, even if you don't know me, now you know something about me. If I'm falling asleep around a black man, it's because he is married to the family or something like that. But no, I don't necessarily. I don't relax that easily. So if I can fall asleep around him, that tells you something. It tells you that he's a decent person because he doesn't scare me or anything. Because there's not a lot of black men you can even fall asleep around. And religion doesn't matter. He can be Christian. A lot of the most abusive men are men are sometimes Christian, but not all the time. Sometimes they're Buddhist, but when a black man, for some reason, when he's totally black, he is he's got like more of a negative energy for me that I'm picking up on a lot of times. The men with the better energy, who are full black, tend to be in the church, pastors or something, or singers can be better. But mixed men are better mentally, I feel like, and their energy is a lot better and cleaner. You can relax around mixed race men. You can feel like you're not being objectified, and I think they think better a lot of times because they have mixed views. And full black men, I'm just making this is me making the comparison for you girls who don't know, mostly for girls. If a man is full black, he tends to identify too much with his blackness. He's black. We know you're black. Thank you. Shut up now. He can't shut up about it. He's too tied to his black identity. That's what I can't really deal with. Like a mixed race man, he's kind of detached. I think it's healthier because he's kind of detached from his racial identity enough to be a functioning human being in this world without making everything about race and without turning everything into a race baiting conversation. And full black men, they can go in a grocery store and be shopping for nectarines or peaches, whatever, apples, and they'll turn a conversation. If they start talking to a stranger, they'll turn a conversation about nectarines into a full, heated, intense debate about Black Lives Matter. How do they do this shit all the time? I don't know how they do it. But, that's not the energy. You don't want to be around men like that. You need to escape for sure. Get away from men like this. Because seriously, they can turn any conversation at all into a Black Lives Matter heated debate. And mentally they are exhausting for people who are not used to race baiting, like myself. They are very draining, mentally exhausting. If you get with a full black man, he wants you to stand up for him for everything. He's a super victim in this world, and he wants a defense from you. And I don't think that's really fair for him to just need you so much to stand. I've noticed that one thing full black men like the most is a woman who can defend them. Oh, shut up. Defend you. You defend your damn self. You can defend yourself. And if we feel like defending you, we might, but we don't owe you anything. Nothing at all. We owe you absolutely nothing. And you don't need to be defended, I think it's really obnoxious how they love to be defended so much. Because naturally, no, I don't want to defend a full black guy. No, they're a pain in the ass, This is not a man you want to be defending, and you're not his defense lawyer team, And if the tables were turned, would he ever defend you? I don't think so. This is a man who drains your life and energy. He wants you to defend him, but as a beautiful woman, usually you don't get any defense in any circumstance. You are left abandoned in most circumstances, because the only thing they can be there for is sex. But you are mentally abandoned and drained of all your energy. From talking to different women, I know this, you know. They're not made to build you. Black men typically can't build you a lot of times unless they're, in my opinion, unless they're mixed. When they're mixed, things change and their energy is better. Mixed race men are not the great race debaters, you know, like who. Mixed race men are mentally balanced because black men, they grew up dirt poor. A lot of times they did, not all the time, but a lot of times they grew up poor. And so guess who has to pay? Guess who that is so expensive for? It's very expensive for you as a beautiful woman, an exotic woman, or a white woman. It's very taxing and expensive for you to date a man who grew up dirt poor, because he grew up poor, and so he's going to use you as a tool to make his life. They have a tendency, when they grow up poor, they have a tendency to turn it on you because you're attractive and you're exotic, and they turn it all on you, and they make you responsible for their happiness. And to me, I notice a pattern in black men when they grew up very poor. They have a tendency to be more dirty and disgusting. Absolutely disgusting fantasies that they have. Some shit that you would never do. Some stuff that would make your stomach turn if you heard about what they wanted in sex. If you talk to them online, yeah, you're gonna get nauseous. You know, like these are some dirty men who have the dirtiest fantasies in the world, and they get this way, I think, because they were so poor growing up. But that's not really an excuse. I don't think it's a good excuse. But they get really perverse in their case, because I think white men, when they grow up poor, or Latin men a lot of times, or even men from India, when they grow up poor, they don't turn it on you, and it becomes a huge expense for you. And now they want you to do threesomes, and now they want you swinging from the walls, swinging from the chandeliers to satisfy their sick, sadistic pleasures that they have in their mind. I've never seen that. I've never heard of that coming from from an Indian. No, I've never heard of that coming from, other race men. Not so much, at least. But a black man who grew up dirt poor, that's very expensive on you. You should be avoiding him, because now you're his you're gonna pay for his hard times and his bad life. He's gonna make you pay for all that. He's gonna charge it on you. You are his charge card and his mental stability. But mixed race men, they stabilize on their own. I like that better. Mixed race men can stabilize all on their own. They don't need you to stabilize and to be perverse and do things you've never done just to be normal. But full black men, they need that dirty fix. They're a lot dirtier. They have a fix something in their mind. They need that perverse fix just to be normal. And in their minds, being that dirty is normal. And nothing can satisfy them. If once they hit a level of dirtiness, they get even dirtier. So, so this is the man who, like once he gets super perverse, there's always another level of perverse that he has to get to. So once he starts drinking urine and pissing on girls and watching two girls be together, lesbians, because that turns him on, that's not enough. Nothing is ever enough for this sick piece of shit, you know? Nothing is ever satisfying for him. What can you do to satisfy him? What you can really do to satisfy him is get rid of him. Because he's a piece of crap, like, and nothing can satisfy him, and you should not even try to satisfy him, because first of all, you can't even sleep next to this. You can't sleep next to this type of trash. Not comfortably when you're exotic, when you're white, when you're beautiful. You can't even sleep next to this because you are too scared of what he could do to you when you fall asleep. He could drug you. You could wake up in a second location. He could, and no, it's not paranoid. It's being smart, because this is a man who needs every damn thing to be satisfied. And when you're beautiful, he needs to get to drain your life and make you miserable sexually just to feel normal. He needs you. He's your vampire, So, mixed race men, they stabilize on their own. And they don't need you to be normal. They don't need to perverse. They don't need to make you perverse just to feel normal. They don't have all these sick fantasies. They don't mention two women. They don't mention the pissing on people, and they don't have stuff you never heard about, like sometimes full black men, not all the time, but understand I did not say every single time. I said sometimes full black men, they need more. They need a woman to be drinking urine, and more than one woman drinking urine, and just some disgusting stuff that you would never even think of. And mixed race men, they stabilize on their own, and they don't need so many sick, disgusting, nauseating fantasies to be fulfilled just to feel like a normal ass man. And that's for sure. Like, I've known mixed race men. They never, for me, my experience, they've never been like such sickos, they've never been like that. They're balanced. They can stabilize on their own. They don't need you to do stuff that's out of your character to stabilize. Yeah, they look better to me than black men. Mixed race black men look better to me than full black men, and they're mentally more stable. Because unfortunately, a long time ago, I thought to myself, like, it would be nice if you could just all connect, if we could all be friends, like if mixed race men could truly be friends with a full black guy, like authentic friends would be nice, but that doesn't really happen because it's always a race versus another race. Sometimes it happens. I've seen a full black man be friends with a mixed race guy, and I feel like it's genuine friendship sometimes, but like, I think a lot of times there's tension. There's always like a mixed full black versus mixed. It's like you're not the same race. And I think that's sad because you should have been able to be the same race if you're mixed. But you're not, so he has to make it miserable for you sometimes, at least. But I like to see a full black man getting along with a mixed race black man because it doesn't happen all the time. It's always like, a lot of times you'll see a full black man actually accuse mixed race men of being worse or being, like saying that their ideas and their thinking is mixed, which is not true. not true when they make it sound like a bad thing. I mean, because they have the advantage over the full black guy, I think. Because a lot of times, usually mixed race black men did not grow up poor, but if they did, they don't make you pay for it. They don't put it at your expense. And so mixed race men, they are a lot more comfortable to be around. I think I could fall asleep next to a mixed race guy if I wanted to. Or, no, I haven't done that, but I think I could without feeling scared or like he would do something to me while I was asleep, because they don't normally objectify women so much, and they don't need you to, they don't need to make you miserable and perverse to be normal, to get a normal fix, and so their energy is a lot better. But it was this one mixed guy I was around a long time ago, and he, I think, half black, half white. His energy was really pure and clean. To me, he was not the most attractive mixed guy, not physically, but he was like, his energy was good. I liked his energy, And so no, I don't miss him or anything. It wasn't serious, but being around him as a friend was actually kind of nice. He kind of reminded me of Drake, but not as attractive as Drake. He was not as cute as Drake, but I think he was a Drake fan even. He wasn't cute like Drake, but he was like Drake's ugly brother. Drake's very monster-ass brother, but with great energy, because I feel like Drake's energy is pretty decent, kind of. You're walking, you have to be careful when you say that one. But, these men, they're not really worth your time. Don't waste your time. Don't sleep around them. If you're going to date them, you need to be very careful about who you fall asleep around when you're attractive, because this could turn on you in the worst way, and this can be a nightmare for you. When you fall asleep around these type of men, it could be your last time. You could wake up in a pool of your own blood. Anything could happen to you, Mixed race men, sometimes they're criminals, but it's very rare, I feel like. I feel like more criminals are full black, but I know there's good full black men. Do not ever feel like you need to dig or search for the good black man. I'm just warning you, girls. Don't drain yourself. Don't wear yourself out doing that, because there's a sea of SOBs, and you do not need to be searching for that one good black man, that one in a million, among a bunch of SOBs. No, don't do that, because your value is better than that, You don't have time for that. You don't have energy for that. Do not search for that one good idiot among millions of other SOBs, because it's not that serious. There's a lot of men in this world. You don't have time for it, And they really don't deserve the search like that. But if you find a good one, then you do. Just know that you should not be searching them down, because it's too much it's too much work to be looking for that one good black man in a sea of millions of SOBs. So, But regardless of the race of a guy, if you are taking a nap around him, that's a lot easier to do, I think, when he's from India. Like, let's just be real. Like, he's from India. I feel like I can actually fall asleep around guy from India, full Indian. Even I've heard about a few rare mixed Indian guys, but no, I haven't dated those by choice. But full Indian guys, I like their energy. Very comfortable, cozy energy type people, and you don't have to feel afraid when you're around them. No. And white men too, usually white or men from Greece. Nothing scary about a man from Greece. You can take a nap around him. You don't feel like he would drug you or abduct you or something stupid. But with black men, you have to keep your eyes open a bit more, I think. You can't just be as relaxed around them. Not when you're beautiful, not when you're exotic, not when you're white. Not even when, you're Latina either. You have to be careful.